Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. Just days before the Christmas holiday. Days. And seems like everybody in radio is on vacation this week. But not me. I'm here. Holding down the fort. Against a tide of reruns and bad fill-ins. Staying here and doing the job. Getting the job done. Here as many days as I can be. Last time somebody took a day off, the world got David Lee Roth as a morning show. You know what I'm talking about? So I am here every day. I'm going to let that happen again. It wasn't myself who took the day off. It's just somehow I almost feel responsible. It's not going to happen on my watch. Not going to happen on this show. Anyway, good to see you out there. With your ear cocked towards the speaker. I just love it. And I'm trying to do a little Christmas shopping. May I tell you, I have not been enjoying it. Not been enjoying the Christmas shopping. Here's what happened. I was busy traveling a lot. When I finally settled down, it was almost the deadline for any internet delivery of a package. In other words, it's too late now to go to Amazon.com. It's too late now to go to any other website, really, and get a package delivered. It's pretty unreliable at this point. Can't even name another website. Because I have not been shopping on the web this year, which is what I would normally be doing. So I've been subjected to going to the mall. I hate malls because malls are inherently female territory. Malls and the stores in malls are geared towards chicks. The way the products are displayed, the constant yammering of the salespeople, the length of the lines and people taking out their checkbooks and writing little checkies, their Hello Kitty checkbooks, waiting to get their checks approved. What is this, 1967? There's people still writing checks, and they're mostly females who want to stand there and have a conversation with the cashier. Then as you walk through the interior of the mall, you have a meeting of the GFA, the FDA, the Future Gold Diggers of America, the FGA. I'll get that straight. The Future Gold Diggers of America, the 12 and 13-year-olds, who are all dressed like, Christina Aguilera. They're walking around with as little clothing on as possible. And the D-cups and the hot dogs on a stick, and they're bouncing around the mall, text messaging their friends and talking on the cell phone all day. What mall are you at? I'm at the Beverly Center. Where are you? Yeah. Love that. Just love it. I like doing people watching, though, this time of year because, let's face it, I'm in the people observing business, and there's a lot of people out there. You know, cities like New York, Boston, Chicago, Philadelphia, those old school northeastern, midwestern cities. They have a sidewalk culture, a subway culture, a bus culture. You know, everybody's always out in the street. Everybody's walking. People are interacting with each other. And there are some people who live in Southern California who say, I hate that. I hate the way it is in Southern California. No contact with people. Everybody's hermetically sealed, blah, blah, blah. I happen to love it. The idea of going down into the 34th Street subway station and seeing mentally ill people standing around playing the flute or begging for money or peeing on themselves, you know, I can do without that. Frankly, I'm a lot happier being hermetically sealed in my Lexus. I seal myself at the parking lot here at the office, and I stay hermetically sealed until I am 6 feet from my front door. At which point I unseal myself and then seal myself in the house. But during Christmas season, even cities like Los Angeles or Dallas or Phoenix or San Diego, cities where we don't have a sidewalk culture, really, we are forced to go out in that style of those old-line, old-school Rust Belt cities. We are forced to go out and mingle with each other and watch each other as we do whatever it is we do. So I have to come out from, my time on the Internet or my time watching TiVo or my time in my hot tub in the backyard. I have to come out and walk around the mall and observe people. People I don't see the rest of the year. I have to, and by the way, you think that I, as the radio personality, I have a personal shopper or I live in an ivory tower. And nothing can be further from the truth, as anybody who has seen me in public will attest. I am out there. I see what's going on. I know what's going on. No, Dean, I don't even have an ivory tower, much less live in one. I have a 4-story house in the Hollywood Hills, but no ivory tower. So, yes, I get to go to the, in my case, the Beverly Center or the Grove, where the traffic to get into the parking lot begins about 3 blocks before you get to the actual parking lot. So, for example, if I want to shop at the Grove, I have to get there Sunday morning at like 8 o'clock when Nordstrom opens. Is it 8? It's some ungodly early hour during Christmas season. So I have to get there at the crack of dawn so I get a good parking space. Get in, get out. But it's those indoor shopping malls with the 13-year-old girls, the female version of street gangs, walking around eating Cinnabons and talking on their cell phones and text messaging each other. By the way, I think I saw my next ex-wife. Absolutely. Already a D-cup. She had a Hello Kitty thong on. It's very exciting. But there they are, walking around the mall, talking very loudly. And the stores, of course, are aimed at their moms, many of whom are now divorced and looking to pick up the next sucker or the next sperm donor. So the daughters are wandering around the mall, scantily dressed, practicing up to be gold diggers of the future. Mom, who's chunked up during her marriage, she's now going to Bally's and working out, or Crunch, or 24-hour fitness. She's hitting that treadmill because it's time to suck in the next sucker. You walk through that fragrance aisle, which, of course, I really don't choose to walk through it as often as I do. But in many stores, it's the first thing you walk through. The fragrance aisle is full of gay Pierce Brosnan lookalikes who want me to try various fragrances. Then the makeup counters with women who don't look like any women you know, taking a power painter and rolling makeup on women who come in there and think they're going to look like the woman behind the counter. And the mad rush of people to beat each other up to get what they consider to be bargains. And don't these people understand there are no bargains now? This is prime selling season. No deals to be had. But, you tell a woman 50% off, and she doesn't question it. Look at that, honey, 50% off. I always rain on women's parades when they say that. 50% off what? Manufacturer's suggested retail price? 50% off our usually unreasonably high prices? Now they're only high prices. Look, honey, Hugo Boss, 70% off. Come on. How good can it be if it's 70% off? Or how reasonable can the prices be? You're Hugo Boss, you're a well-known designer. How can you cut prices 70%? And why would you do it during Christmas season? You wouldn't. That's the bottom line. 70% off the clown outfit they tried making this year that nobody bought. I mean, come on. Ridiculous. Not to mention the legions of women out there eating fried dough, Cinnabons, frozen yogurt, ice cream, brownies, scones from Starbucks or the Coffee Bean, crumble cake, drinking chocolate chip frappuccinos, and spending as many hours as possible in this very female-friendly environment that is very hostile to men. And just like the men I've talked about, you can tell the early stages of the relationship. Any Saturday morning, go to the IKEA near you. Ever been to IKEA? Go in. You want to see people with new relationships? Just got together? 10 a.m. Saturday morning, any IKEA. The one I go to, Burbank, but there's plenty of them out there. There's IKEAs all over America. You go in there. There are those new couples. They're still holding hands every second of the day. Honey, look, a bookshelf. Honey, look, a swing. Honey. And IKEA has it set up so that you have to walk through every foot of the place. There are no shortcuts. You essentially have to follow the equivalent of the yellow brick road as you walk past every item that is for sale. And you see these guys who are in the early stages of pussy whipping, all getting dragged around. The later stages of pussy whipping take place at Restoration Hardware. Restoration Hardware is after you've been to IKEA, after you've gotten your apartment or your little house. Now you're down and eating drawer pulls or doorknobs or old-fashioned phonographs, whatever it is you're looking for. Honey, look! It's linseed oil. I haven't seen this sold anywhere in years. Look, honey, it's Adam's, what is that one, that black gum they sold? What was that? The black gum, the violet gum, all those old-school gums that they don't even sell anymore? You know the ones I'm talking about. The one's like licorice, and one is like some, lavender flavor or something. They were big back in the old days. Then you'll see the young Jewish couples. Look, honey, you bet. Chocolate syrup. Absolutely. Very, very, very difficult to maneuver, to navigate, to concentrate on buying anything for anyone. This is hostile territory for a man. Hostile. Long lines, constant yammering, socializing, people taking checks out and writing checks, taking forever. Pushing your way through the 13-year-old sluts of the future with their Cinnabons. And then going out to that parking lot and having to sit there forever waiting to pay your $1 to get out of the Beverly Center or the $2 to get out of the Grove. Unbelievable. So, those of you going around talking about holiday joy and ho, 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 let me tell you, nothing joyful for a man about having to go to the mall. Take it from me.
Tom Leykis.
Tom Leykis?
Leykis.
Leykis.
1-800-5800-TOM.
Okay, the best thing to happen to men since remote control.
Thank you.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Jesse on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Pretty good, Jesse.
Good. So check this out, man. I owe you a lot. I mean, I was at the Burbank Town Center Mall last night. Shopping for nieces and nephews and stuff, and I'm in KB Toys, and I see this girl in there. I strike up conversation. I can't remember what I said. And we got to talking. I asked her what she did for a living, right? And she told me data entry. And, you know, after a few minutes, she asked me, well, what do you do for a living? And I said, nothing. She says, well, okay, there's three things that I can think of if you don't do anything. Either you're a loser, or you come from a very wealthy family, or you peddle drugs. I said, well, neither of those. She's like, well, what then? I said, my parents were hit by a FedEx truck a couple years ago. And I was awarded $17.3 million. Oh, my God. She dragged me around the mall, you know, show me, oh, I want this, and, oh, I love, you know, this band. I'd love to get a T-shirt, and this and that. I'm ignoring her the whole time.
Yeah.
She talked about, you know, going to happy hour prior to doing some of her shopping, and, you know, hey, let's go get a drink afterwards. She's like, okay, I've got 2 more people to shop for. All right. So we go into P.F. Chang's, you know, right there on the end of the mall.
Yeah.
And she, you know, we sit there and have a couple beers, and I'm like, so I've got some stuff for White Russians in my place. Why don't you come back and I'll fix you a White Russian. And she was all over me by the time we got to my house.
Oh, boy.
White Russians. I was smashed already.
Wow.
And I called you.
I love that.
Hey, could you blow me up, what is that, JFK Jr. style?
Of course I can. Here you go. One 800-5800-TOM. Those goddamn malls, man. Tell you what. Out there shopping, watching this all-female territory with terrified men walking around trying to buy cards, trying to figure out what perfume to buy. Every guy looking like a beaten dog. All the chicks feeling their oats because they're in their environment. The spending environment. The temple of spending. That's where they are. Amazing, right? 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Kevin on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Dad? How you doing?
Doing okay, son.
All right, let me tell you, this past Sunday I was trying to get into the mall with my little daughter. So I usually have this like a little secret side entrance that I go to that everybody, I don't know why everybody likes to go to the front of the mall, so usually I always go to the side. That's backed up. So then there's another little secret back entrance. I try to get in there. That's backed up. Cars bumper to bumper try to get in. So I bust the illegal turn in front of this one cop. He just looked like, I know he's not going to do anything because the traffic's so crazy. So what I decided to do was just, if I was in eye contact of the door, where I just parked across the street, me and my little daughter, we just walked across the street, parked, same people waiting right there to pull in, still. So then we walk in, I see all these people sitting around, old folks just watching people. And I'm going like, what are you guys doing? Just sitting there, just watching people. I'm tripping over them. And then I get inside there, like you said, the chicks in there just yakking, you people dodging. But, us guys, we know what we want, right?
And we want to go in and out.
And get it. So we go in there and get it. And, I'm kind of convinced this gold digging is kind of like it's inherited because my little daughter got a little bit of it. She started pointing at stuff and said, give me that right there, but don't put it on my account.
Uh-huh.
I'm going like, damn, you're only 6-year-old. How you know all this stuff, So I kind of see this stuff as kind of, just inbred with them and stuff,
Well, that's the thing. This is where you train little girls to be the gold diggers of the future.
Right.
The little whores, the little sluts, the little money grubbers, the ATM card grabbers. This is where they are trained.
Right. Hey, Dad.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say happy holidays to you and have a safe holiday. And it's been a great year for me, too, and you, too, there. And plus, too, we got a group of guys that every time I always say I got to say hello to them. My company advertised a lot with you. We're a bunch of drivers for Smart and Final and the security guards over there, Smart and Final.
Did you guys make any money by advertising on the show?
You sure did because we advertised a lot on your show there.
Very good.
A lot on your show there, a lot there. Here,
excellent.
Like what? you know. So, but
well, we're big Smart and Final fans here. We go all the time.
Yeah, I know. I told him about the walk-in cooler over there. Me and you had a conversation one time about the walk-in cooler. And how's that big roll of aluminum foil there you brought like 6 years ago? You still got that?
Still got that and the plastic wrap.
See, yeah.
That big roll of plastic wrap, which I think is going to be with me until I retire.
Right. Have you ever tried? You can do some nice things with that plastic wrap.
Yes, so I found.
Yeah, one time I seen a chick out with just plastic wrap and a thong. I said, wow.
Technically, she's dressed.
Yeah, I'm going to try that chair, you know. But I just want to say that to you, Dad, and you have a happy holidays, and why don't you take me out porno style?
Here you go, son.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
We want what you have. Boom. But you want what we have. Money, power. So our job is to withhold that from you.
Are you trying to turn the men into gold diggers then? Is that you mean?
No, not quite. We're poon diggers.
The Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show. Twyla, hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Great.
Good. Hey, this really isn't regarding today's topic. Well, a little bit, but I agree with most of what you say. I'd say about 90%. And, you know, it really sucks that I haven't had more than 3 dates since my divorce.
Sorry about that.
Well, you know, I'm not one of those girls I'm not a gold digger. I have my own means. I'm probably in the wrong city because I'm out in the Inland Empire. And these guys, I mean, you know, I know the women blow it for me because the women are, like you say they are. And they ruin it I'm not saying I'm a good girl, but, you know, I'm not trying to take anybody for a ride or play anybody out. I just want to meet, you know, a decent person and have a good time, you know.
What, and that's not possible to do?
Well, I'm probably a little jaded. I'm, you know, been going through a divorce since April 2003, and on my third attorney, who hasn't done a thing for me, you know, it's still at the same point it was at day one. But, no, it doesn't seem to be because, you know, these guys...
Well, how much are you demanding? Clearly, that's the reason.
Okay, I demand that you believe what I say, okay?
No, I'm not asking how much you demand from me. I mean in your divorce.
Oh, whatever California law says. I want what I'm entitled to by California law.
Which is what?
Half.
Half of what?
All the assets, all the money's accrued during the length of the marriage.
Who contributed most of the money?
I was mostly a stay-at-home mom. He had no business. We built the business together. I worked in the office, and I was not on payroll. I just, you know, took my vows seriously, waited till I was 28, had our daughter when I was 33. So, you know, and he just wants me to be destitute. And this is not including, I don't want half of what he's hidden, the corporations I've found, and the properties he's been, you know, leasing out for the past however many years. I just want half of what I know that we have, the 2 homes, half of the value of the business, and, I mean, for God's sake, pay child support. That's all I want. Not to be cussed at every time, you know, we do the drop-off and pick-up for my daughter.
I can't believe he didn't do a prenup.
He didn't have anything, Tom. That's what I'm saying.
You don't have to have it. This is the biggest misconception people have. You don't have to have anything to do a prenup.
Well, I should have had a prenup. I was 24, never been married, had no kids. He was 28, had a 4- and a 5-year-old, and was divorced.
Right.
Owed more on his home than it was worth. My God, I was smoking hot. I'm still not bad.
Right. So how much is that worth?
Honey, it's worth every bit.
Well, see, that's what I mean. This is sophisticated prostitution.
Well, okay, I honestly, I really don't even care if it was half. Come on, just
yeah, but you do. That's why it's taking so long.
Well, no. I wasn't the one that wasn't willing to settle. I would have settled for 1/3 of half of what I thought we had.
1/3 of half or 1/3 of the total?
I was willing to settle for and take a loss back last...
You said 1/3 of half. simple mathematics say that 1/3 of half is 1/6.
I'll take $500,000.
I don't know how much he has.
Well, he has more than that. I mean, the equity in the 2 homes.
How much is that? Do you know how much it is?
Absolutely, I do.
How much is it?
Well, there's about 800. No, let me see. One home. There's about $1.2 million in both homes, and
In
that's not
equity?
the business.
That's equity.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I want half of that.
Uh-huh.
And that's not including the value of half of the business. I don't even care about that.
Right. So you dusted up around the office, and you think you deserve half the business.
Well, Tom, do you think I deserve half of it?
No.
No, why not?
No, because it was not your creativity that came up with the idea.
But it was.
It was not you. No.
I remember sitting on the steps in the home he owed more on and telling him, you can do it. You need to start your own business. I'll be the office.
Telling him he can do it is not the same as coming up with the idea or executing.
You know, push is good, and having somebody do all the bookwork and paperwork and payroll and accounts payable and receivable.
All right, even if you got paid for that, how much is that worth? Let's call it what it is, $45,000 a year.
Social Security. I don't have any pension. I don't have any retirement.
Oh, I'm sure ultimately, if you hold out long enough, eventually you'll get it.
Well, I'm not trying to hold out. I tried to settle many times.
Right. But he obviously does not want to pay as much as you want to
Well,
take.
and that's not even it. I just don't understand the anger from him also. Still, it's almost 3 years.
Well, I don't know. Did you cheat on him or something?
No, he cheated on me. I found out later.
He cheated on you, and so you kicked him out.
No, he served me.
He served you with papers. Did he move in with his girlfriend?
Not immediately, but he had girlfriends prior, yeah.
Right.
And he's living with his new girlfriend now, and he was living with his girlfriend soon after. We were reconciling, and he was still with his girlfriend.
Right. Well, you weren't really reconciling. He was trying to save himself some money.
Right. Well, I was reconciling.
Yeah, well, he wasn't.
Right. After marriage counseling, one day, his phone went straight to message, so I pulled up at the other that he was in, and he pulled up with his girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Well, then I ended up thrown down the stairs.
Can I ask you a question? Why would you want to stay with somebody who has a girlfriend? Why would you even attempt to reconcile with somebody who went out with somebody else? Why?
I wouldn't. At the time, I knew he had been seeing somebody else. I thought he'd seen her, and he was willing to reconcile. I later found out that was only...
He told you that?
No, but that was only to screw
What
up
made you think that if he didn't tell you that?
Because I ended up with 23 stitches in my chin, and he tried to take my child away the next day, and he was still with his girlfriend. He had her testify. I'm the suspect. He's the victim. And he never stopped seeing her.
There, I think you, dear, I hate to say this, and you don't want to hear it, and you'll deny it vehemently, immediately, but you love all this drama. You say you don't, but you do. Yes, you do.
I really don't.
Yeah, but you do.
You think?
Yeah. I do.
I think it's hard to admit that, I was blind and stupid.
All right.
I don't really love that.
You may not love that, but you're still loving every detail of this story.
No.
And yes.
Well, maybe, you know what I want? I want some compassion, some little pity party for me. But I'm just telling you, when I go
dear,
outside,
you dug your own hole here, okay?
Yeah?
You got into a relationship with this guy.
Uh-huh.
You misjudged his personality and his character.
Right.
After he went out with somebody else, you attempted to reconcile with a guy who clearly wanted to be with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got into a physical altercation with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're continuing. You're through 3 attorneys. Dear,
right.
Maybe it's not the attorneys.
Okay.
Think hard.
So, really? So math is math. I mean...
Dear,
so
you need to have a gut check.
Okay.
I would recommend you give your kid to mom or whoever takes care of your children.
What do you mean, give her?
Like, for the weekend.
Okay.
Wherever you send your kid when you're going out to have a good time.
I haven't gone out in years.
Why? Well, whenever you go to do anything. Okay. You put your kid with a babysitter, your mom, whoever it is.
Okay.
And I want you to spend a weekend alone and think hard about the following question.
Okay.
Do you have any responsibility for what happened?
Yes.
Yeah. How much responsibility do you have?
I will always take half.
Maybe you have more than half.
Probably.
You chose this guy.
Absolutely.
All right?
Yes.
And now you're complaining about him, but you were the one who wanted to make children with this guy.
Right.
The guy you misjudged.
Right.
Now you're all upset about your future and your retirement, and you want half his business and all that.
I just want this to be over, and I don't know how to do it.
I don't think you do want it to be over. I think you are relishing this.
No, I'm not. Honestly, I'm not.
3 attorneys?
Look, it's because...
3?
He told me he paid off the second one. The first one thought I was an idiot because I reconciled during, her... When I was her client. I mean, come on.
Again.
Could she have me after that?
You were an idiot for reconciling.
I know that now.
Yeah, but you should have known it then. That's my point, dear. And I do think you are not dealing with a full deck.
Wow, that's not nice, Tom.
I'm being honest. Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to be nice?
Well, I think you're a little bit off. I think you'd have to take a little more...
I think you think that about everybody. He's off, his girlfriend is off, the lawyers are off, I'm off. You're the only one who makes any sense.
Did I say that?
You didn't have to.
I did not say that, and I don't think that...
Well, then what is it?
No. Yes. No, I don't think that at all. I don't think everybody's off. I know I was way off when that happened.
You still are.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
That's why you need to spend time thinking about what I just said to you.
Okay, and how is that going to get the property sold and everything?
It's not.
So I can,
It's not.
Well, I've done that.
No, but you haven't done that because you're calling in here and whining about this and recounting all the drama. And the reality is, if you're on your third attorney, there are problems here.
Mm-hmm. Well, why is there law in California that you're just entitled to half of what was obtained during the marriage? I mean, does that not have any weight here? There's
lots of laws in California, family law, that are not consistently enforced. Why is it that a woman can kidnap a man's child, run away and live in hiding, and still collect child support? Why is that?
I don't know, but...
Well, all right, so it's not just you. There's plenty of inequities in family law.
That's just stupid. I think that's stupid, that women can get away with that.
But that's how it is.
And it's sad.
So stop having a pity party, dear.
Okay.
All right, I've been divorced 4 times. Believe me, you're not going to get any sympathy over here.
So how do I resolve this? Okay, I've already stayed home many a night. I haven't had a boyfriend in a long, long time. And I have been just focusing on what needs to be done.
When is the last time your attorney made a settlement offer?
He hasn't, Tom.
Why not?
I don't know, because my ex-husband told me directly that there is nobody who cannot be bought, and he is in my attorney's pocket once again.
Well, he's just trying to intimidate you.
Okay.
You have no evidence of that.
Right.
And it's my opinion that the attorneys just think you're nuts.
Okay, so what should I do? I know I have been really emotional.
You tell your attorney that he either settles the case or you're going to switch one last time, and that's it.
Okay. I don't have any more money to get my hands on to switch one more time. But I should tell him that?
I would say so.
Okay.
Ask him why he hasn't made a settlement offer.
Okay. Okay, it's been very hard to even get a hold of my attorney one-on-one. I'm always talking to the receptionist.
Why did you pick an attorney like that, dear?
Because he was highly recommended. He's supposed
It doesn't matter. If an attorney doesn't return your calls consistently, he's the wrong attorney.
Well, he did in the beginning.
Oh.
Right. I just don't understand why these homes cannot be sold and we can't just do the math.
Well, because this guy has a lot of money and he can hire good attorneys and he can tie you up forever. Which, by the way, is exactly what I would do if a woman tried to get half of everything I had.
Well, I didn't want half in the beginning.
I don't care what you wanted in the beginning. The honest truth is I've built up my career, my business. Yes, once in a while a woman said to me, "Oh, don't worry. I know you've been fired, but you'll get hired again." That's not worth half of everything I have. So you have got to stop overvaluing your contribution here.
1-800-5800-TOM.
I wouldn't go for a guy just because he had money, because, he might be a jerk.
You would if you were a 9 or a 10.
Why? Because the more beautiful you are, the stupider you are?
Bingo.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Send us an email. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com. Tom@blowmeuptom.com. Or you can visit our website. You can hear our show live and uncensored. Basically uncensored. Largely uncensored. Go to blowmeuptom.com and click on the Listen Live button between 3 and 8 p.m. Pacific time. You hear our show live and without those annoying bleeps.
The Tom Leykis Show.